Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware. They were opened at 4 a.m. this morning to accommodate crews and individuals who needed stuff to get this winter storm cleanup underway. And well, we got a lot still to go through here, but they'll be there to help you out with rock salt and also all the premium snow melt products, including Petalo, which is considered among the best. 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 631-756-1125 is the phone number. The website is omnitruevalue.com, and they are a local business, and you'll be supporting local businesses at a time when local businesses are having a lot of difficulty. This is a bit of a strange system in a way, and the reason is that we've got this large upper air storm that really is driving it. And there's been a very convective nature to the snow on the radar. We are seeing some very heavy bands forming, but you're also seeing some lighter snows or even a few gaps in between. And this is going to lead to a lot of variability in terms of snow amounts. As of 7 a.m., we've had some areas that have reported 5, 6, 7, even 8 inches of snow, and then we've had other areas close by that have gotten half that amount. So I think you're going to see from place to place and from time to time varying conditions throughout the day. At times it will be snowing very hard, at other times it'll lighten up, at times we'll have maybe some sleet that'll try to mix in. And through all of this, why don't we throw in the chance of a thunderstorm? Because that is also a possibility. I haven't made any real changes to my initial forecast that I did. This was my final call a day and a half ago. We're about many of these areas are at least halfway there to these numbers, in some places a little bit more. Also, bear in mind that we still may have to deal with some snow on the back side of this come Tuesday. So we're not just done with whatever happens today. There may actually even be a break in some areas tonight, depending on where you are. So just want to point that out. That might give you time to do a little bit of cleanup. So we are waiting for the rest of the new HRRR model, but I'll just go to the one. This one comes out every hour, so we'll go to the hour before. And just a couple of things that I've noticed is the coloring scale. I was wondering why the HRRR is showing this area that looks like it's sleet during this afternoon. And when I checked the soundings, the temperatures at the higher levels of the atmosphere, they were all pretty much below freezing. And it goes against what the NAM model has done. And I have to tell you that the NAM model has really handled this very well. But the HRRR has gotten a little colder on this run this morning. So we're seeing a little bit more of blue along the coast. Certainly the darker blues inland. You see how the band's set up here as our surface low is just sitting off the New Jersey coast and just kind of creeping to the north and east. Now, there's a dry slot here on this model that pushes up after about 8 o'clock over Long Island and into Connecticut as snow lifts up to the north, but it also pivots back in New Jersey, where we are seeing some rain going on in coastal and southern New Jersey, but just inland of the coast, depending mainly from Ocean County south with the rain, still seeing some snows up in Monmouth County and eastern Monmouth County and some sleet. It's been going back and forth there. So you're going to see, again, varying types of precip, varying intensities. Further inland you go, obviously it's going to be more snow than anything else. And then we're going to have this dry slot come in, and then we watch and wait to see if what happens come Tuesday. Now I'm going to show you the NAM model, which is which is fairly aggressive today. It drops as much as 1.25 to 1.5 inches of melted liquid precipitation between now and 7 o'clock. And for most areas, from New York City and maybe the North Shore of Long Island northward, the bulk of that's going to be in the form of snow. So that we're going to have this time whether there's going to be some mixing issues or whether there's going to be some sleet. But you can see that the NAM here, for example, this is at 3 o'clock this afternoon. this the dark blue snows, the heavy snows over central New Jersey, Long Island, southern Connecticut, back into southeastern Pennsylvania. Seeing some of that snow pivot around on the backside. In southeast and south central Pennsylvania, seeing a lot of sleet this morning. We should see that go back to snow, assuming that the NAM has this profile correct. And so far, as I said, it has been spot on. And then we get maybe a little bit of rain along the coast. We're talking about rain with temperatures basically at about 33 or 34. But once the wind goes around to the north, I'm thinking that cold air will come back in. And actually, we see the model generating some bands of heavier snow later tomorrow and tomorrow night for Long Island, Connecticut, and southeastern New England. And some leftover snow going on. Looks like the NAM is right. It snows on and off all day tomorrow in New Jersey, although not at the kind of heavy intensities that we've seen so far. So it's just a very, very complex mess here. And the best advice that I can give is just kind of everybody go with the flow. We're going to be doing some forecast changes on the fly, so just bear that in mind. In the meantime, watch for updates as we go through the day. The Joe and Joe Weather Show will be on tonight at 7:30 Eastern time. So I'm sure we'll recap what's happened and we'll try to figure out what's going to be happening going forward. Also, let me not leave out the fact that we have high wind warnings in effect with winds along the coast, and that includes areas in and around New York City, Long Island, coastal New Jersey, looking at winds that'll be gusting to 40 or 50 miles an hour. We're certainly already seeing some gusts up into the upper 30s and low 40s this morning here on Long Island, and that might even create blizzard conditions for a short time, where blowing all the snow around, the snow coming down. And we have coastal flood warnings up for the Long Island shorelines and also for the New Jersey shore. For moderate to isolated pockets of major coastal flooding. We just came off a full moon. We've got this northeast wind and this northeast fetch that's going to continue right into tomorrow. So the next several high tide cycles, there will be moderate coastal flooding with 2 to 3 feet of inundation forecast by the Weather Service. So just bear all that in mind. It's not all about the snow. The coastal flooding and the winds do make this a very, very serious situation for some folks. So Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware. Again, they were open early this morning, and probably likely that they'll be open early tomorrow morning, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 631-756-1125 is the telephone number. And by early, I mean 4 a.m., folks. And the website, omnitruevalue.com, for everything you need to get through this winter storm. So please travel safely today if you have to at all. And we will see you tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show.